All right. All right, all right, all right. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, look, my camera is off center. Yeah, let me put myself straight. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy summer solstice. How is it going? I have all kinds of people texting me. So, yeah, including my husband who says, don't forget to record. Isn't that lovely? That's what love messages look like when you've been married as long as I have. Lovely, lovely, lovely messages. Jill, I understand completely, completely, completely. Let me go ahead and cast a circle of light, specifying that only Source, Creator God, my healing team, and the support teams as needed be present for tonight's healing circle. The teaching with the healing with the teachings of the guides. There we go. Let's put on our thinking cap, Bonnie, where tonight we are looking at the book of Innocence, and the pages are page 54 to 60, and we're specifically talking about knowing the self as divine. And oh my gosh, what a lovely thing to have more awareness of, is knowing yourself as divine, that everything is exactly perfect, that you are, in divine timing, divine happenings. So we're going to be sitting in a flame of transformation tonight. We're going to look at the summer solstice, check out where we deny the divine. Who's ready for a little bit of that? And then we're going to transform some mirrors. So it is going to be really fabulous. So may it be with the blessing, blessing, blessing of Source that we continue to remember that everything we do, everything we say, every thought we think is coming from a place of us being divine and having the experience, so we know that love is the only truth, and we are transforming that anything that says that that is not the case. With that, I say amen. So, very first thing we're going to do is light the flame of transformation. It's a violet flame. That flame is going to be running for the entire healing circle. And, it's the opportunity for your higher self to just keep dumping stuff that no longer serves. You can as a personality. I know I went through this long period of time where I was like, but what does it mean? How do I do it? Like, is there something I reach into and I throw out? And, eventually I got that it's all energy and it's just everything is transforming. So just so you know, every once in a while I can be like, what am I releasing? What am I dumping more of in the flames? And for you, Jill G, I would say you are transforming a lot of emotional baggage. I'm like seeing you like you're going off on a vacation, like you have, baggage under each arm and each hand is holding a baggage. I almost feel like you've got a bag on your head. And so we're just going to keep transforming more of that. Nobody needs to carry all that around. It's actually not very stylish luggage. So yeah, you just keep letting it go and trusting that whatever shows up is showing up because you're transforming it. I had to remind myself many times this weekend because I felt like sometimes I was like, I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down. And I wanted to like search for an answer. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. it's the summer solstice, and that is the answer, and everything is transforming. So feel free to ask, check in, notice what you're feeling and go, oh, more of that. Letting go, more of that, and where it is. It's a lovely thing, lovely, lovely thing. So, because we're going to talk just a minute about the summer solstice, just so you guys know, if you haven't heard it enough, it's the day when there's the most light, the longest day, the longest daylight hours. And I woke up this morning and I said to my husband, okay, it's all downhill from here. And he goes, what do you mean by that? And I was like, well, from now on, it's going to continue to get a little darker every night. And he's like, that's a pessimistic attitude. And I go, no, it's just, the other side of the coin is we're, going to move slowly towards the winter solstice. So, but yesterday, we're still under it for 3 days. Yesterday was about nourishing the soul and tending to your heart. So once again, Jill G, it is about all that transformation. You're tending to your heart and allowing a lot of that to just start to, release, let go of. You're welcome, gentlemen. Yeah, it's fabulous. So that's what we're doing. We're working on helping everybody release more. That's one of the reasons why the violet flame is there. You can just be like, and here's some more stuff. And here's some more stuff. Just keep putting it in there. There are a couple of super awesome frequencies in these summer solstice downloads. There's the reunion frequency. I think that came in just a couple weeks ago. That's that orange with silver. And it's about being connected with your higher self. So, here we are talking about knowing the self is divine. So we got lots of reunion available. You can just be like, okay, I'll take more of that in my throat. Okay, I'll take more of that in my third eye. Okay, I'll take more of that in my brain stem. We also have that gold spectrum resplendence. And, that I'm like, okay, I'll take some of that and I'm going to put it under my ears like it's perfume. Going to put some of that in my throat. Feel free to just load up while you're sitting in this container and I'm reminding you, be like, yes, let's do this. Another one of those frequencies is unity frequency. Yes, unity. Knowing that everyone else is divine as well. And that unity frequency is gold infused with blessings. Is that not really cool? The sparks of gold and silver and turquoise, that's when you say the word blessing. You're like, blessing, blessing. Don't you want to just do that? Blessing, 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 blessing. Can you feel it? And then there's a new frequency to the planet called invocation. Invocation. And that is to invoke, invoke some more love, invoke some more joy, invoke some more trust. I want to trust my higher self. And that one's sparkly purple, just in case you wanted to know. Joanne, I'd love to, happy to give you a healing on your skin and, being really hard on your body. It's helpful for us to remind ourselves that everything we do, not just some things, but everything we do is by agreement. And so, it's perfect. You're not beating yourself up any way that your body isn't healing and doing exactly what it needs. So cheers to you for, performing, for getting out there, for doing your own choreography. Like, yay, yay, yay. That's an awesome thing. And you're going to be perfect exactly as you are. That's more of that reminder that we want to know who we are, that we're perfect exactly as we are. We don't have to gain weight or lose weight or put on more muscle or do any of that your higher self hasn't given you the information for. Now, you might be going into some fear around it, right? But that is different than your higher self saying, okay, now we're going to put on some weight. Okay, now we're going to start working out. It's going to be fabulous, and I can't wait to hear about it. So, we are consciously choosing awakening frequency, consciously choosing to wake up. That's what we're up to. We are waking up. So, downloads coming in for everybody about waking up. How about that? Waking up. The bright yellow. Waking up. Wake me up before you go. Yep. Waking up. It's good healing. Anybody feeling like a little unconscious lately? Feeling like, what is that word? Feeling like, I know where I put my phone. I regularly am so happy that I can say to the instrument in my house, hey, where's my phone? And it will find it for me, because I just can't keep track of it to save my life. Let's see. Gentlemen, let's look at your elbows. Happy to give your elbows a healing. There are some openings there. We're happy to close more openings for everybody. And you're asking if you're inflamed because of the sugar binge? No. You're inflamed because of the summer solstice. You're inflamed because of the low frequencies response to the summer solstice downloads. It's another one of those ideas that we have, like it gets drilled into us, right? Oh, if you hadn't eaten this or taken that or drank out of this plastic bottle or done this kind of thing, you would not be inflamed. No, if you didn't live on planet Earth where there's so many low frequencies, you would not be inflamed, right? And yay for you for taking a nap. You know what that's called? Listening to your higher self. Sometimes your higher self is like, peace out, man. I actually laid down today. I was like so dragging around, and I was like, all right, I'm going to lay down. And I was laying down for like 2 minutes, and all I could hear was my higher self dictating the message that I was supposed to be sending. And I'm like, all right, for God's sakes, I'll just get up and do that. And then once I was up and never had the idea to go back, but yes. All right, looks like y'all are really loving that violet flame, dumping more of what isn't working for you. Yay, you. So here in the book of Innocence, we're talking about the where we deny the divine, and they actually say on page 54, what does it mean to know the self is divine? What it does not mean is that you are having a happy day and you say, okay, I must be in the upper room. There's not a cloud in the sky. And the moment something difficult happens, you deny God in the experience and in yourself. Anybody want to confess to doing that? I do. I absolutely. Oh my God. When everything is going right, this is it. This is how it's meant to be. This is the upper room. This is the joy I've been waiting for. And then it's almost like one of those TV shows, and then, trip over a crack in the sidewalk, and you're like, what the fuck, this happened, and you figure, there must be something with me. It must be some reason why that happened. So it is a great reminder that they say your realization of divinity is in fact a restorative act. Every time you go, oh yeah, that's right, I'm divine, you're restoring those ideas. Isn't that cool? Not hard. Not hard at all. Oh yeah, that's right, I'm divine. Look at my halo. Let me straighten it out just a little bit. I'm divine, right? You are divine exactly as you are. Not because everything is going right, not because you were nice to somebody, none of those, because you are, because that's the way you are. And I love they go, it doesn't have anything to do with the freckles or the challenges that you never got over, or that, you had a day that was perfect. It's just because you are exactly as you said. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you. Yes, you. Divine exactly as you said. So, now that we know we are divine, where do you deny the divine at work? Where in your body do you deny the divine at work? Whatever your work looks like. Like, Joanna was just talking about that, I feel like I have to, lose weight, and I have to be prepared, and there's that little bit of feeling of like denying herself as divine. So, you could say you, if that's at work. You could say your boss. Oh, I deny the divine in my boss because my boss really sucks. That would be me. So, where do you deny the divine at work? It is me. Mine is me. I have a tendency to think that, everybody else around me is doing great. They've got it handled. They've managed it all, but I am just one giant mess up. So, take a healing on that. Where is that in me? It's in my third eye. And I'm going to put the teams on working on that. Where you deny the divine at work. How about where do you deny the divine out in the world? The possibilities are endless now. I try not to get into conversations like at dinner about what is happening in the world, because wow, there's a lot of healing opportunities. Places where I just want to deny the divine. I think I posted last week about recognizing the divinity in bugs. I think it was a fly last week. Yesterday it was a spider. I was like, what in the world is the field trying to tell me? I walked out of my bathroom, and I swear it was no more than 2 minutes later. I walked back into the bathroom, took 2 steps in, and saw the biggest spider on the floor. I was like, wow. We have a bug cup. When you live in Florida, you have a bug cup. So I went and grabbed my bug cup and, the little postcard, and went and captured him. He was fast. Bug City there, huh? I mean, I think there's a lot of bugs out lately. I had palmetto bugs last week. Oh, so yeah. Jill J says, job number 1, co-workers in her throat. Such a great thing. such a great healing coworkers. And yeah, number two is yourself, of course. You know, in the relationship column, there I sit. And sometimes I even get shown I'm sitting on the riverbank. I don't know if you all remember that reference, but back in the early days of some of the books, they talked about being on the riverbank. I don't know if they have done it recently. Doesn't stand out right now, but you know, there you are sitting on the riverbank because you have denied the divine in yourself. So, yeah, third eye is definitely it, Jill. Lots of healings for that. Everyone is succeeding but me. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. I hear all you going, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. I love it. It is fabulous. Yeah, and Janelin, of course, there's a wide variety of, you know, where you deny the divine. Because it's kind of like nobody told us, right? So we're still catching ourselves where we do it. And that's okay. Jill G says, stepsons irritating me because they procrastinate and don't think of others' time is valuable in your third eye. Yeah, man. How old are your stepsons? Are they in their teens? They're in their 20s? I don't think it ever changes. 21 and 23. They're hard. You know, I think it's even harder with boys. I had one of each, so I really can't judge, but you know. And, you know, it's about clearing more karma and agreements and taking the healings where I think they should be, blah, 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 blah. And I know that's one of the reasons why my son still lives with us, because I am still working on that. And I'm practicing it with my daughter and her wife, and it's a never-ending thing. Never-ending thing. So yeah, in your, where do you deny the divine at work? Where you deny the divine in your relationship, and your relationship with yourself, your relationship with whoever you're close to. I'm like, oh God, okay. Big healings on all of that. And there is a download of periwinkle coming in for all of us, healing more judgment, because holy cow, the judgment is real, man. That wasn't judgment. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. I was just stating a fact. No, you weren't. That's the kind of conversations I have with my higher self sometimes. Nope. The world is consumed by judging people. It is something we come by collective agreement, right? It is just what human beings do. It is absolutely true. And when we give ourselves a break about how we judge, I think it just becomes a tad bit easier. You start catching yourself, and it's that knowing yourself is divine and then knowing everybody else is divine too. And then you go, oh, wow, there is so much going on in your life. How could I not see you as divine? I love this one. I literally have, what are you carrying around that's time to let go of? Everybody find a piece of like luggage, baggage, backpack, boulder. Feel free to put that in that that violet flame. Jill, we're happy to help you with that that extra weight. Sometimes I like to just step on the scale during a power day just to see how much I weigh extra. And now I've just been like, okay, so that's what it is. Anybody who has some ideas about their weight, happy to help you with that. It's a lot of inflammation. Yeah, healing team, let's get on that inflammation. Help everybody where you can. Yeah, it's really crazy. Really crazy. What are you carrying around that it's time to let go of? Who's ever got the backpack, that front pack, that backpack? Those expectations, golly geez. We spend a lot of time, I did spend a lot of time trying to look like everybody else. The one I remember most now is when a whole bunch of women that I didn't even really care for, but were part of a group that I thought I should join, were all wearing like red kids. Like that was a thing for a period of time, somewhere in the 90s maybe. And I needed a pair of red kids. Now, if you missed that part, they were people that I didn't even particularly like. Not that I was judging them, but I just didn't relate to them. Their kids weren't my kids' age. We didn't have the same thought processes about life, but I wanted to be like them because they were the cool kids, right? So any of those ideas that we want to be with the cool kids literally are asking for healings where they don't feel like they're cool. So big opportunity for healings for us. And Jill G, how your life should be, your weight, and all those other things. I should be happy by now. Everything should be working out. Yeah. Whew. You guys are like throwing it into the violet flame. The violet flame just keeps getting bigger. And some of it actually, the flame is violet, but as you throw things in, the flame color will change. And so there's a lot going on there. So yeah. Let's just keep moving too. Who needs that stuff? Unworthiness, great thing to get rid of. Yep. I am enough exactly as I am. Hey, you don't like me? That's all right. There's plenty of other Bonnies out there. Yes. Big healings for me. Where do you have a lot of unworthiness? Where is that big backpack of unworthiness? Wow, mine's back here, my brainstem. Chest, sternum. There you go, Jill. It is a big bonfire. What was I thinking? I love that. A big bonfire. You get extra points, Jill Jones. That was awesome. Joanna, happy to help with the fear of never meeting the right person. Your higher self is on that. clearing the way for whatever is next, right? And there will be a lot of people that you will meet along the way, clearing karma and agreements. Remind yourself that every person that you go out and date, you're like, clearing karma and agreements. There we go. And yeah, we'll help move more of that unworthiness for you too, Joe. Do, 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 do. Channeling your stories. Every time I try to do something, the terms change and it can't or won't be successful now. Okay, let's all get healings on the places where we feel like the rug gets pulled out from under us. The rug gets pulled out from under us. And here's the thing, is that when I look at that rug that you're standing on, that you feel like is being pulled out from underneath you, what I actually see is the rug that your higher self put there, and it's filled with magic, and it's filled with lots of high frequencies, and you just have to oh yeah, that's right, this is magic. Big healings on feeling like the rug can be pulled out from underneath us. So your chest, sternum. Awesome. Yeah. I have a whole thing about social media, and social media just actually is not designed for us all to be successful, and that's okay. That's okay. We're busy clearing karma and agreements with the exact people who are supposed to find us on social media. And that's that place of checking in, asking your higher self, am I posting on this? Am I posting on that? Am I going to this event? Am I, joining this particular group? Because your higher self has that answer. And the more we move those ideas that it doesn't, the more you're, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, big healings, Janelyn. Believe it or not, your coworker quitting on you is part of the agreement, so that, yeah, see, there's a blessing in there. Isn't that nifty? Nifty swifty. Yeah. Clear karma and agreements, and let's go on our way. Okay. Everybody, take a moment to look for the biggest mirror informing the body that it can't be of God, because God is only spirit. It's literally taken from the text. The mirror, on page 58. Watch me turn the page. Imagine you have a scratch, an itch on the body, ever present. You enjoy your day, but there is that nagging itch and you need to scratch it. A memory in the lower field that would seek to claim you back to it is just such a thing. Now, some of you would say to us, I wish to remember everything. You are not forgetting anything. Underline that. You are not forgetting anything. You are re-seeing and re-knowing. You are wiping away the mirror, the residue that accrued over lifetimes of neglect and adherence to a belief that the form that you have taken cannot be of God, because God is only spirit. In the midst of all these things that we are busy healing and clearing, we want to find the biggest mirror that's informing the body that you're not worthy, that you're not enough, that you can't possibly be of God because you're in a body. Jill is asking, once we get into a place of knowing with our higher self, will we move to a place where we don't have to check in so much and just know? Yeah, because it'll be our constant state. But we've got a lot of work to do, simply because we live on a planet that is constantly telling us that there's no way we have a higher self. There's no way we can ever access that information. It's available to everybody else, but is not available to me. So yeah, and my experience is more and more I can tune in and get the information faster. Like I can remember, how long has it been? It could be probably nearly 5 years since Nicole moved from the house she was in to where she is now. And I remember watching her when she was asking a question, and she would ask the question, am I packing these boxes today? And she'd be like, I'll take a healing on that. I'll take a healing on that. I'll take a healing on that. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I can see the places where I'm not trusting that I'm getting the information. She used to do that all the time. Take a healing on that, take a healing on that, take a healing on that. And it's like, wow. And she doesn't do that anymore, right? And I find myself easier and easier with connecting to what I'm doing now. Oh, okay, I got that. I'm not going to do that right now. Let me go put away the dishes until I know what else I'm supposed to do. So yeah, absolutely. It comes in stages, and you just keep trusting. Today in advanced architecture, Joan was talking about how cool it is that there's some people who are starting to get in their car and ask the question, which way am I driving to the grocery store? Just as practice, right? Because that's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm so, overwhelmed. It's just practice. Okay, which way am I going? You just come to a stoplight or a stop sign, like, am I going left or right? Even if it didn't make sense, right? It might take you longer or the longer way around. There you go, Joanna. Yep. And you just keep practicing and practicing and practicing. And yeah, we will absolutely. I watched Care do it a lot easier than I do it. So yeah, absolutely. And it is your physical eyes and third eye. So hip, hip, hooray for that. The biggest mirror. Go for it. Find the biggest mirror. I see a couple of you doing this like, let me shine it up. I don't want them to see that I have this mirror. Let me shine it up. No. We're just going to move that mirror. It's old. The residue that is accrued over lifetimes of neglect and adherence to beliefs that aren't true. You can't scrub that stuff away. Let's just transform it. Healing layers and layers and layers. Okay, Jill Jones. You see a mirror in front of you. I see that mirror too. Looks like your higher self is pointing that mirror out to you. So you're like, lighten up a little. Give yourself a healing on the places where you're like busy judging yourself. That goes for everybody. Anybody has that mirror that's like a lot of self-judgment. So thank you, Jill, for bringing that. Jill G, the mirror's in my head and my head is pounding. Let's move more of that. Yep. I see that mirror. Team is on it. Yes. Some of these mirrors have curses and have things built into them, energies that are designed to really create a lot of havoc in your body. And so not only are we moving the mirror out, but we're also doing a healing around the effects of the mirror, right? That residual stuff as well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're welcome. And it's what we do for one, we do for all. So hip, hip, hooray that y'all are willing to bring stuff to the circle. I'm like, yes, man. Can I sit around on a Monday night and, work on myself? Yeah, but I'm only going to work on the things that I see. When we all get together in community, one Jill brings this, and we have a lot of J's here tonight. Janelyn, Joanne, Jill. Dang. Each one of you brings something else to the party, and we go, yes. And get even more healings. Fabulous thing. What's up with the J's? I hear Joan going, just lucky. Okay. Gifts coming in for all of us. They are some big J's. Thanks, Joan. Some big J's coming in, and they're helping us heal more self-judgment. What a surprise that is. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, happy, Janelyn, to give your dogs a healing. Do you have other pets? Is it just dogs? I have been giving my animals a lot of healings. They've been like a little skittish. The cats, I have 2 cats, and they've been a little skittish. Now, we won't say it's because there was a 2-year-old in the house for a couple hours. They're just, I think our house is really quiet, and every little noise. The fiancé. All right. Find the biggest false belief in separation. So separation is that idea that you're all by yourself, that you are separate from everybody else, when in truth, there is no separation. We're all connected. But if you just go, where do I have the biggest ideas of separation? Where is that? And yeah, Janelyn will give him a healing on that, because that has to be really, really tough. Really tough. So Jill J says sternum, Janelyn is frontal. Mine is my temporal. Come on, let's see if we can get a whole bunch of things. No, just kidding. Wow. Till Jesus' throat. How are your eyes doing? You know, I tried to spend some time reading this weekend, and my eyes were just really funky, like, you know, the page kept shrinking. Now, if I was somebody who, you know, didn't understand about energy, I might have been like, oh my gosh, I need to go have my eyes examined. Instead, I followed my higher self and put the book down and went and did something else. And now my eyes are fine. I don't have any issues. But trust, trust, trust. So, Janelle, this healing is for you in particular. We're working on the healings on memory. And the example in the book is she's the one who blah, 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 blah. And the reason why I say this is specifically for Janelyn is I've heard Janelyn say this a few times in describing someone that is annoying the heck out of her in her life. She's the one who does blah, 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 blah. And it's that the more we can heal the memories that we have that are busy taking us out of the idea of me being divine, them being divine, the more we can heal that, the more we can transform situations, right? The more we can start to shift what is happening in our life, because everything that happens by agreement. And so every time you step in the hole in the sidewalk when you're walking down the street, that hole that is annoying you and gets your shoes dirty, you know, and you're really aggravated by it. Every time you step into that hole, you know, you're going to need another healing. So this is the same kind of thing. We want to just keep healing those places where we want to go, I keep stepping in that same thing. I give myself a healing. And then we stop doing it. Yeah. Jill, I see your comment about eyes. Yeah, we'll work on some of that for you. And I have had to use a lot more drops in my eyes. I really had to train myself how to use just regular saline drops. And I've now put them in my eyes like 4 or 5 times a day at least. And it's kind of funny to me because I know Care does that a lot too. And I was like, why do you do that so often? I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't think so. Just my eyes, yeah. Yeah. There is a lot going on in our bodies. There's a lot of transformation happening. There's a lot of transformation happening in our eyes. You know, there are days I could swear I put on the wrong glasses. I do not have more than one pair of, you know, all my glasses are the same prescription, so I can't literally put on glasses that aren't my current prescription. But there are days when it feels like it. And then I go, oh yeah, that's right. Everything is being transformed. I have to keep reminding myself that. Healings for our eyes, more healings for our eyes. Let's put more of those frequencies from the summer solstice, more resplendence, more invocation. Oh yeah, the reunion frequency. And more unity. Can you imagine reunion and unity in our eyes? So we start remembering we're all connected. We go, yes, it's lovely. Lots of gifts. It's really cool, that unity frequency. Golden color with blessings in it. Bless, 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 bless. Lots of opportunities to heal more of that memory. It's a lot of what they're talking about in the text. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We do that. We believe our memories. We believe that how we remember it is how it actually happened. So I had a situation happen this weekend where somebody questioned where my daughters lived, where they rented from. They were asking us questions about different pieces of furniture and different things that happened in the house. And I had to really sit and look at it. We didn't have a lot of pictures and information to look at that way. And I was up a lot a good night's sleep. I did not have a good night's sleep at all this weekend. And so there were times I was just sitting there and I was looking at it. I was like, wow, that's really interesting. I remember it happening this way. And then when I was looking at it from my higher self's perspective, it was like, you're missing this point and you're missing this perspective and you've forgotten about this piece. So it's a reminder to us that we do not remember things with crystal clarity. We remember what we remember. We remember what pieces stand out to us, and sometimes our brain will even fill in the missing pieces so that we think that's what actually happened. I mean, if you all know anything about people who testify, there's a lot of that, people trying to fill in the missing pieces. But that's one of the healings that we're getting in this text, is those memories where it's not crystal clear. We want to just keep healing how it shows up to us, how we remember it, because usually we remember it in a little bit different light than it actually happened. And there's always a healing opportunity. Always a healing opportunity. So they say, now this is first completed at a level of vibration. Let me start again. The tone that we sing, and we alone will sing, will claim each of you at a level of alignment where the invocation, can you believe they actually use that word? The invocation of the release of false memory held by form and energetic body may be completed. Now this is first completed at a level of vibration. That's what we're always talking about. Your acclimation to this and realization of it will come in stages. You need to know where your mailbox is. We are not taking away your memory, but because you have codified your experience in this realm through a memory and an agreement to separation, so much may change when this is moved that it must be moved in stages. We don't wish you disassociating from the experience of being. We wish you claiming it in fullness without the taint of fear, the agreement to separation that memory must mandate. And not because memory wills it. Memory does not have will, but because you utilize memory to claim vibrational accord. We say things like, that is the woman who was rude to me one day. I will stay far away from her. The idea of memory as predicating action is easily understood by you. We remember something and we think there's an action attached to it. Even with the new claim that we are making on your behalf, you may choose not to take her company. That is up to you and an act of will. But the act of will is no longer informed by the mandate of separation that the small self was reared in. You can choose not to be friends with the people you don't relate to at work. You can choose not to be friends with people you're related to. That's okay. That's what they're saying. But what we want to do is come to that from a place of knowingness, not from a place of judgment or low frequency memories. Here's the claim of truth. On this day, we claim that all who hear these words will be re-known in a higher template of agreement. That form itself may be realized beyond any agreement to a memory in separation that distorts one's true nature as expressed, as realized in the upper room. We sing your songs for you so that you may learn the words. And as we sing on your behalf, we sing the truth of your expression and what may now be known. Behold, I make all things new. Allow the body to be received. Allow the memory of the body to be held in this high frequency. And allow the idea of self, moored in a memory of form, through all time, be reclaimed in the high octave that is the upper room. We will say this now to all of you, to memory itself as the divine self that we have come on your behalf. God is, God is, God is. God is, God is, God is. God is, God is, God is. Now, I talked about it on Facebook and on WhatsApp. That phrase, God is, God is, God is, will save you a lot of healing. Every time you say it, God is, God is, God is. You are reminding yourself that whatever you're looking at is of God, is word, divinity, and form. You're giving that thing a healing. You're giving yourself a healing. You could be talking about, an aspect. You could be talking about something happening on social media. You could be talking about the social media platform itself. You could be talking about a person. I use the example of talking about a fly. But remind yourself, God is, God is, God is. Easy, easy, easy. Like it, God is. What am I supposed to say? God, 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 God. Let that be it. It's really cool. You're being restored. You're being reclaimed. You're being resurrected. Restored, reclaimed, and resurrected. Resurrection is that worthiness frequency. Remember that from mastery, worthiness, worthiness, worthiness. Being loaded up with all that. Jill J says, I love that confirmation in regard to family and friends. I am now at that place knowing it's okay without judgment with family members and past friendships that didn't work out. Absolutely. You don't have to like everybody. You don't have to hang out with everybody. Yeah, it's totally okay. And you don't have to talk trash about them, whatever the current way of saying that is. I first heard you don't have to diss them. Yeah, you can just be like, no, we really don't have that much in common. Because you do. If you're with people who do healing work, you can say, we already cleared all our karma. All right. I have not been given the information for what text we're going to be talking about next, but I am kind of excited that it looks like in the month of July, there may be an opportunity for me to do like a one-up class, just a kind of a pop-up class, co-creating with God. That dropped in over the weekend. I'm like, oh, I'm really excited about that. So we'll see what shows up. I'm also, I keep checking in about doing an online book club to read Divine Union. That's the book sitting over there. To read Divine Union, because I think that would be really awesome. So I will let you know what shows up. I will let you know what shows up for us to do the next time we're doing the healing circle, but I will also let you all know for sure if something else shows up for, a class or reading the book or anything like that. And if it's something that you are really interested in, feel free to text me and let me know that. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that all of you were on. Like, it's just such an awesome opportunity for us to heal more stuff. And remember that we're not in this by ourselves. We're in like one giant ass boat. We're all working on it together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. As I seal the field unto the light, that one true source, creator, God, the one who is all the magic, all the love, all the joy. And I thank my healing team. I thank the support teams as they come in. Thanks, Joan. And I thank all of you who are like, yes, let's do some healing. Let's get together and heal some shit. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love and appreciate you guys. I hope you have a fabulous week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. With that, I say amen.